Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching this. This is episode 4 of Math and You. We're continuing off from last lecture, where we're talking about how we got some of the numbers for that. If you are traveling at 100 kilometers an hour, that is 100,000 meters divided by 3,600 seconds, which is 27.78 meters per second. The final answer for the equation we got yesterday, about 39.3 meters, multiply that by 3.28 feet, and you get 128.9 feet. For converting feet into stories, use one of those online converters. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about how calculus applies with regards to acceleration on the road. This is the formula for this is the formula for determining velocity, which is actually the integration with respect to time of acceleration itself. But assuming that we can also, depending on if we're going from a dead start, we can treat this expression, the initial velocity, as zero. Take, for example, the Tesla P90, which supposedly travels from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.8 seconds. Well, we take that 27.78 meters per second, divide that by 2.8 seconds, and we get 9.92 meters per second squared. Now, the integral of the velocity and acceleration formula I showed you will also tell you the distance as to how far you've gone in that 2.8 seconds. The integral of v0 plus at is distance equals the initial velocity times time plus 1/2 at squared. Now again, because we're working from at rest with this particular example, we can treat this as negligible. So in this case, we now have 1/2 times 9.92 meters per second squared as the acceleration, times 2.8 seconds squared, and that gives us a period of 38.89 meters, having traveled in that 2.8 seconds when the Tesla P90 accelerates from at rest to 27.78 meters per second squared. That's meters per second. The reason why this is important is that you can use this to check your particular dial. You can use this to check your odometer to see how far you've traveled. This is a way of using calculus for practical examples while on the road. This concludes episode 4 of Math and You. If you would like to get tutoring or any sort of statistical consulting, please feel free to contact me at guthrie.prentice33@gmail.com if you have any questions you would like answered on the show. As always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for future episodes.